Hello and welcome to Beyond the Scale, Weight Loss and Wellness. I'm your host, Coach Monica. I'm joined today by Coach Darcy, and we are here to guide you through the ins and outs of a lifestyle that's transformed not just our lives, but the lives of countless women navigating the waves of perimenopause and menopause. Whether you're here to shed weight, understand your body better, or simply find a community that gets it, you're in the right place. So sit back and enjoy the next few minutes as we tackle the hot issues of today.
Oh boy!
What'd you do? I'm glad I wasn't like,
Let me give you some background of what was happening behind me. It looks like I'm in this old 100-year-old house and I'm just sitting here, but behind me, there's chaos of a Great Dane. And we were having this discussion before we popped on live today. We were having this discussion about how it's quiet time. It's nap time. Get on your couch. Do you want me to put Paw Patrol on? And then I accidentally hit go live. And thank you for joining us.
yay! We might be a little on the later side, but we haven't really chit-chatted for a little bit.
We're here to provide the comedy. You can't be serious all the time.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I'm wearing my cruise t-shirt today.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I wore mine this last weekend.
I should have gotten more shirts because those bring back a lot of good memories of our cruise. I had so much fun on that cruise.
It was fun. It was fun. I'm forgetting all the negative parts and remembering the positive ones.
I've got the key to your success next cruise, and that's getting 2 rooms. And you and everybody get a room, and they get a room. Yeah, it's the solution. It's buy one, get one free. So,
yep. And we would probably need to do. I think the biggest thing for me was we should have just went ahead and bought the internet package so that I had full contact of my child the whole time.
Yeah, isn't that sad to do that now?
Yes,
that is true.
Yes, as you know, I got a 13-year-old thinking he's 23,
and of course,
yep. Not realizing that we were on a boat with 4,000 people we don't know.
But once you step on the boat, once you step on that boat and you go through that gangway, you know them all. It's like, oh, you're all of our people until the one that gets thrown overboard. But that's only once in a while. Once in a while.
We don't want to talk about that. So if you're going on a cruise, we're sorry for that information. Nobody
didn't want to ruin your vacation. No, it's only great. Once every 10 ships that happens.
Yes.
Not everyone.
That's a lot. You know how many ships go?
If you multiply it by the number of people on there, it's not a big percentage.
I mean, that's true. You're getting a little better. So I asked if I could kind of kick off our conversations today because
do it.
And I'm gonna pick on you for a minute because
boy,
I'm having flashbacks.
I just did payroll.
Okay, so good. Good. No, I'll get paid then, no matter what I say. It's been like a year and a half, or maybe a year and a half that we discovered James Clear.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time we discovered James Clear, you renovated your whole house.
Oh, you know what? I could take you on a
bathroom.
I could take you on a tour. I just did it like this weekend.
I know. And that's my whole point. Now we're going and we're reviewing with our clients Atomic Habits again. We like to do that at least once a year, if not, every now and again, because I think it's a vital thing, especially when you have clients that have been with us for a while and they haven't taken the time to really dig deep into their root reason why they are doing what they're doing. They are just loving the fact that they're losing weight. They're doing all the things. They get discouraged when they're not losing weight. They get happy when they do. They get so we're always up and down. We use a lot of, our life coaching with our clients. I think we do a majority of life coaching with our clients because it's important. We live in the pit. Mm-hmm. And then, it's not only for our clients, but it's a point, like when we open up James Clear's book and we are reading it again for the third or fourth time, Monica goes on this, I've got to get this project done and I'm going to get it done in a day.
You want me to take the camera? I'll show you.
Yes. Please show
Okay.
our viewers what you,
Okay.
what you have done.
I'm walking. This is my lovely foyer. And this all started because I was going to go buy a new house. And I looked at that market and I said, watch me fall. And I said, what the heck? Oh, you can't see it because you can't see it.
Can you go a little bit forward?
Oh yeah, do this. Isn't that gorgeous?
To the wall.
And then today I went up the steps.
Oh,
look at that.
Look at that. So nice. You just don't see houses like this anymore.
Thank you, James.
Yeah. And this was
I did that without falling.
And the reason why this happens, Monica, can you talk about how renovating your space is important to you? Basically, like, go with where you were feeling before, where you're like, I want to move, I want to blah blah blah, fill in the blank. Yeah. And you've got grandkids, you've got you've got to do, and you have them over at your house, at least once or twice a week, watching them, and you just want to create a safe space, but it's not just necessarily for them, it's for your own sanity. And
I'm 50 years old.
Yeah.
And like, Brian, we have the house was built in 1910. So you do the math. How many is that for those that are watching us?
It's old.
You will tell us exactly how old my house is.
1900s.
Let's find the chat. Where's the chat on here? Oh, here it is. Okay. Now I can see you talking.
Bottom. Okay.
So I'm like, we're 50. And then I'm like, what if we rented this house out? We own it. Like, we paid it off. We own it. We could rent it out and we could get the house of our dreams. So I'm like, I contacted a realtor. I'm like, show me what's out there. I'm so sorry if you're buying a new house. It's like cracker boxes out there, even the $500,000 homes. And I'm like, I just redid our bathroom. I have my dream bathroom. But downstairs is really bad because my granddaughter will get on her her hands and knees, and she crawls across my old house and her knees are dirty. I'm like, but it's not good. I want to. And then I looked at our bones of this house and I'm like, all right, we've got good bones. We have good bones here. I mean, that foyer is why we bought the house. And I'm like, but what can we do? What can we do? Because it's just so old. And so I just, we're going through this book with our clients and it is so important to them. This is the secret ingredient of our coaching sessions.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's read it again. So I looked over to my right. I'm like, well, all it would take is just a little bit of stain here, 1%, just a little bit of stain to redo this woodwork. And then I looked at my stairway and I'm like, oh, Great Dane paws, 30 years of little kids' feet going across this steps. All it would take is a little bit of sanding. So I got my sander out. 1%. That's what I did for the entire weekend, 1%. Yeah. And then I'd quit and then I'd go and I'd watch 600 Pound Life because that's my show. And then I would go and I would sand some more, 1%. And now when Amazon comes today, I'm gonna really show you guys what it looks like when the Amazon comes, because then I got the fun stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that, and like, it goes to show you when your environment is not appealing to you personally, I think it just affects you greatly. And yes, it's the material kind of things that we live in, but we live in that space. Yeah. When we don't have our space set up for success, for our mental health, for our, food needs, all of those things, we tend to do a downward spiral. I feel like we get in, I personally get into a depressed state when I feel like everything is starting to like close in on me.
Yeah.
Even though I have a pretty large house, like it's closing in on me. Yeah. And it just makes you in a state where It's an unsafe state where if you are not solid in your lifestyle, you'll probably start to depend on the foods to help you feel better about yourself, or to help that stress that you've built up, or when your environment, I mean, I don't think a lot of people think about their environment when they are doing a lifestyle change for their diet, you know? So
because most people are medicated.
yeah.
Like slapping, it's like calling the realtor and say, okay, this house is worth $400,000 and it's a cracker box. There's no character to it at all. You know, that would medicate me, you know, for just a little bit. And then I realized, wait, this is not a strong structural house. This is just aesthetics. And I would be willing to trade this bone structure that can be improved for this cracker box house, just because, you know, you have to do any work to it.
Right. So in this space, or in the space of us reading this book and going through it, we're in chapter 4 right now in Atomic Habits.
My favorite.
And you got like all giddy. Like I got giddy with chapter 2, because that's just my personality type of like trying to figure out identity and how the importance of that, and our choices that we make every single day, and just kind of claiming like we have built our confidence or lack of confidence. We have built our what we believe about ourselves based on our own choices and what the society around us calls us. So it's that false identity. And when you can overcome that and start to claim a different identity by what you can actually believe about yourself. Like I actually am not a smoker. I don't smoke anymore. Like I've never smoked, but I'm just using that because that was one of James Clear's topics.
I'm trying to quit.
Yes.
Using the phrase I'm trying to quit versus I'm not a smoker.
Yeah. And starting to use our power words about ourselves. And it goes alongside with something that I've been really focused on with a lot of people, and the fact that they don't truly know how to love themselves. And when they truly don't know how to love themselves, that's why we get to where, if you are, overweight or depend on food or whatever like that, you start to claim that as your identity. And that's where the flakiness of that willpower that we highly seek after. Oh, I just don't have willpower. Oh yeah, you do have the willpower. You just need to change your, how you see and view yourself.
Right.
So with chapter 4 for you, like what do you think this has done for you that has helped you personally move forward in the season that you're in?
Yeah. I think it's a known fact that every single human being on the face of this planet is going to choose the path of least resistance. It's in our nature, it's in our habits, it's in our identity. We're going to choose the path of least resistance. And we do this subconsciously. Every single one of us take the path of the subconscious level of this is the part this is going to cause the least amount of pain. And as we studied in chapter 3, with the 4 levels of consciousness of cue, craving, reward, and response, when we understand those and we understand everything, thank you.
You remembered it. I'm good. I'm proud of you. Yeah.
If we understand that everything we do is based on those 4 things in our life, subconscious or conscious, cue, craving, response, and reward. When we understand that pattern, then it's time to take it to the next level. Then it's time to say those things out loud in everything we do, in every decision, and we are based around food. And so when we understand that we subconsciously at 8:00 at night get a craving to eat something because it's an emotional Band-Aid for us, when we understand those 4 setups, the cue, craving, reward, response, when we say it out loud, and we verbalize it and we name and call it, we can stop it.
Yeah.
Literally is the secret to our program. If you're not a client of ours, that's the secret of our program. Any client who comes to me and didn't lose weight over the weekend or didn't lose weight over the past week, and they did not do this step, they have failed. They have stepped off the lane of success, because when it comes to 8 o'clock and your brain is like, hey, I need some popcorn. Hey, I need this. I need that. I need that. And you name it out loud, our precious friend Gary comes to light for me. And that's just so powerful to me, because AA, they know this stuff. AA, that's why they're so successful, is because they call it out and they say, you know what? I am an alcoholic. And they say those things and they acknowledge. And when you are sitting on that recliner at 8 o'clock and that craving for popcorn comes up, when you call it out loud in the book, and I read this to our group last night in the group, 85% success rate when you call it out and you name it. I have a craving for popcorn. When I go out to the kitchen and I get that popcorn and I know that's going to lead to other things, when I call it out and say, I'm going to the kitchen, I'm going to grab some popcorn, that popcorn and that whatever snack you like at 8 o'clock at night, sometimes it's sweet, sometimes it's, when I call it out and I say, I'm going to go to the kitchen and I'm going to get this piece of chocolate cake. We used that as an example last night. That chocolate cake is going to send me over my macros. And I'm talking verbally saying this out loud, y'all. It's not going to get me to my goals. When I meet with my coach on Wednesday, I'm not going to have lost any weight. I'm walking out to the kitchen. I'm going to the back of the refrigerator. And there's a secret why we say put it in the back of your refrigerator. We're not going to give you those secrets because you need to be in our coaching sessions to find out why we put those things in the back of the refrigerator. I'm going to go get that. I'm going to dig through the healthy stuff and I'm going to get that cake. It's not going to lead me to my goals. Guess what? 85% of the time, you're going to say, whoo, stop. I want to get to my goals on Wednesday because I got to meet with my coach. 85% of the time you win. And you call it. You name it and you call it out loud.
Yeah.
Notice that percentage is not 100%. Some of the times you're going to go do that. But 85% of the time you're not. So what does that mean in your weight loss goals? You have an 85% success rate there. Right. I mean, it's just it's so common. It's so simple, but it works. Good morning, Sancy. It's good to see you. I used your cake analogy this morning.
I think that's, in another view of pointing out and calling it out, and say that's why I advocate for journaling, because there's just something special and powerful about getting it out of your head. And I don't know why that is necessarily, but with talking it out, I mean, you are able to talk yourself out of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And especially if you are digging in that refrigerator, you're going to see, I can't say that. You just said that you are not telling anybody why we put things in the back of the refrigerator. Okay. Nope.
You totally tell.
Well, no, I was just going to say, if you set your environment up like Monica did, setting your environment up for success, you're going to know that you already have, if you are going to give into something, you're going to give into something that is healthier for you than that chocolate cake. Yeah. You're going to see all the things that you have set up for yourself.
Hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, before you find that chocolate cake. And then you're going to be like, okay, I know that this chocolate cake is going to spiral me, but if I have this, then it's going to, answer the need of my desire and reward. And I'm not going to fail with this chocolate cake. Yeah. And I think it's really important to do that. And also keep in mind that the state of where you are when you are in that phase of you're getting that craving and it's starting to speak really loud and you're saying, okay, I have a craving. What is also the other state that I'm in? I had a really stressful day. I am really tired right now. Those are it's kind of like the push to not necessarily having a clear mind because of
Yeah.
how tired you are or how stressed you are.
It buys
So
you
you're
time.
yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So keep in mind that when you are saying it out loud, you're identifying those cues as you are having those, you're speaking it out loud. You're then being able to recognize,
Mhm.
okay, this is a normal thing for me. Every time I sit down in this chair and I'm exhausted, that's when my cues are set off. And that's going into the third chapter of James Clear, is identifying those cues and acknowledging them. And then with 4, you speak it out. You
Yeah.
say it out loud. And then that is going to also let the people around you know that
Mhm.
you are trying hard. You are in this space where I'm craving things. And that's when you can let that person be
Yeah.
maybe an accountability, saying, hey, that accountability partner says, hey, I see you're struggling. Do we need to just go to bed, or do we need
Yeah.
to, go for a walk, or something that will help you veer from answering that cue and that
Yeah.
call
And it's
for
important to know that most people are not that accountable.
right, they're not.
They want you to be happy. So it's important to notate that even if you think you have an accountability, they want your happiness. And so you cannot rest your decision solely upon that, because most people are like, well, hey, why don't you were a lot more fun when you had popcorn before bed,
Yeah.
you know? And
That's
so,
where that's
mhm,
where the conversation comes in, right? That conversation and knowing who you can rely on and who you can't.
yeah,
And that's just,
who's
point
your
blank.
enabler? Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have enablers. We all have them in our lives.
Yeah.
And we all also have those people who do care for what you're doing, and they will stop you. So it's important to notate who those people are in your life.
Yeah. And that being said, like, I think it's important as you are doing a lifestyle change, before you even start a lifestyle change, and you decide, like, hey, this coaching thing what these ladies talk about every Tuesday around 11 o'clock, because sometimes we're a
Mhm.
little later or sometimes we're early.
Yeah.
These
Yeah,
girls, they're speaking my language. They are maybe something that's a little different than other coaching styles, where I'm actually able to, because for us, we like to teach our clients how to fish.
Mhm.
And that whole analogy of being able to feed yourself, if you were caught in the wild and had to find food, you would know how to go fish. You would know how to feed yourself and fuel yourself. And that is ultimately not just about the foods that you eat and the meal plans, but it's the deeper root reason of why you depend so highly on these snacks, these habits that you have formed over the years.
Yeah. And that's why the GLP-1 community is not successful long term, because they depend on medication to do that, where we depend on root problems. We depend on understanding that, because the medication just dampers that, and it just dampers that craving and that biological need for that food. Whereas when you dig to the root, you dig that root out and you chuck it out the window. That root is not there. When you don't do that on medication, and it is possible for you to do this on medication, but you have to do the hard work. You have to do what Coach and I are talking about, and understand that your medication is just fakely dampening that, because
Mhm.
the minute you stop, it comes roaring back. And then you are like, I'm in the middle of the ocean, I'm drowning, and I don't know how to save myself.
Right.
Whereas we give the tools to save yourself during these times, because that craving for popcorn at 8 o'clock at night did not disappear with medication. It's still there. It's just medicated.
Yeah.
When you unmedicate yourself, then it comes back in waves, and actually worse than what our clients deal with, because it's almost and I felt this when I did the GLP-1 for that summer. I felt this, and it was a very scary feeling, because it's just medicated. There's just a Band-Aid on it. Whereas we dig out the root, because you don't dig out the root, it's coming back. And that's why when you name and call it and say, well, you know what? The first couple times you say no at 8 o'clock at night, it's awful. But then it becomes a habit, like turning on a light switch. Then it becomes a habit. And then when you're eating right and you're getting enough protein and enough fats, it is fixed. Suddenly it's fixed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would also give this analogy. I mean, because tis the season. I don't know if anybody else has been outside and seeing their weeds start to come up. I sure have. And when you go outside and you're picking the weeds and only the tops come off and you think, oh, it looks good. I've weeded there's none of the actual plant that I can see. But if you don't dig up that actual root,
Comes back.
it's going to come back. So you've got to get the whole root, or, kill that thing with like a healthy weed killer, because weed killers are just, they're not healthy for the ground, but we won't go in that department. But, if you are working at it and just saying, I am not bringing this root back up, I am healing this root, and I'm fixing it with putting new habits that are healthier for me, you're going to find that you are so much more successful. You're going to find that you are not trying to leave your exit ramp and having a potty break on your trip as many times as, before. And I think that's really important with all of that, naming and calling it.
Yeah. And again, sometimes you have a whole garden bed full of weeds, but every single weed you pull out, it's not coming back. Whereas if you just chop the tops of them off, they're all coming back at once. And so,
and then it's going to be too hot to weed.
Yeah. It's not saying you have to pull every root out all at once, because if you did that, you would be exhausted. It's pulling that one root out. And that's where James Clear talks in chapter 4 about the habit scorecard. We have our clients right now, they're doing an assignment for those who choose to take our coaching. They have an assignment. They're creating a habit scorecard right now. When you create that habit scorecard and you see a lot of the red and you see a lot of the negatives, we're not asking them to do all of those reds and negatives at once. We're saying, do the one, do the 8 o'clock deal, do the social deal, one at a time, because the next week we're going to go after another root. By the end of the summer, you're going to have a clean garden bed. Right. But if you take them all on at once, you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to be like, these coaches are insane. They want me to do all of this at once. That's where the weekly coaching comes in, because we have lots of roots in that garden bed.
Yeah.
That's what I love about James. It's 1%. When you change that one thing, then you tackle another, you're going to see success.
Yeah. And I think in doing the tackling portion, you've got two types of people. You've got the ones that are going to dive in and work on the one that is the most challenging. And then once you work on the one that's the most challenging, that is the most stumbling block that you got, then the other ones don't seem as heavy of a load. But if you get overwhelmed quickly, then please start out with like for me, now this isn't like my heaviest load, but it's one that is a problem for me, is the social media, the doom scrolling. I have put into action for my doom scrolling where I've now set a timer on social media. So I'm only allotted a certain amount of time on it. Once my time is done and I have wasted my enough doom scrolling, then I don't get that opportunity to continue to doom scroll. Also, you can set up that timer for at night, saying, I want to be in bed. I want this turned off at 10 o'clock. And then I don't get to just be scrolling in bed if I can't sleep. You find something else. If you can't sleep at night, find something else to do. Maybe reading a book. I don't know why, but reading books at night make me exhausted. So I'm going back to bed. I'm only getting down to a paragraph because I'm like, all right, I see this boredom is helping me and I'm going to go to sleep now.
Yeah.
So,
well, in my example about, remodeling this weekend, I knew I had the entire foyer to do. I knew that I had to sand the upstairs. I just sand the downstairs. But instead of looking at that whole thing, I'm like, well, I can do, because my husband is out for 4-H, I can do the flat part of the steps. I just did that. I put my sander down and I went to watch 600 Pound Lives. I did the one thing. I didn't take the entire stairway. I had some painting to do at the top of the steps. I had the entire hallway to paint. I didn't take that on that day. I took the flat part of the steps. I got that shiny and I got that looking really great. Then I did in the next 1%. Now, all of that added together, I have the stairway painted. It's not how I like it because there's still some, in my 100-year-old house, there's still some divots in there. So this next weekend, I'm going to look at that old-fashioned texturing wallpaper that is not colored, it's just textured. And that would make my hallway look absolutely gorgeous. But I didn't do that this weekend. I painted, I filled in holes, I did the ugly stuff, and it's still ugly up there. But I know that sometime, next weekend's coming, and I'm going to look at what do I want up there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 1% at a time.
Yep. And yes, the things that Coach Monica and I we're working on doesn't necessarily scream food, but I think it sets us up for success. Mm-hmm. And knowing that the exhaustion is not, or the the doom scrolling / whatever it does to you mentally when you are doom scrolling, because you cannot tell me that you looking at other people's lives and whatever they're showing on the social media doesn't make you feel envious or depressed or I like to listen to the preachers. Those are the only things that I like to that I feel encouraged about. And watching people and their missions that they're doing, like for a positive. When I'm not feeling positive after I'm looking at my social media, then I know I've got a problem. Right. So that is then going to cause, let me just tell you, like even those influencers out there that are diet gurus or these workout gurus, and they have never experienced, obesity before, and they're telling you what to do and how to eat. That can be even overwhelming. I've actually watched I don't know why he's one of my favorites that I watch. And
Taryn?
No, it's not Taryn or Terrace, whatever his name is. It's not him. It's another fella. And he was like, he did a whole weight transformation. He's like, when you're just watching all these social media influencers out, these diet coaches, I just get overwhelmed because I don't know what is the right way of doing something. Yeah. I don't know so I figured out what works for me. And so he went on and just shared what worked for him because of all that doom scrolling. He could have been doing hundreds of different types of diets, which I know a lot of you do. You follow the next easy go-to type of new fad, new, whatever's out there right now. I told Monica before I got on here, I'm like, I haven't been watching any of these influencers to know what the hot topic is. So we don't need to because we've got years of experience and we're able to fit this lifestyle for the needs of the individual, not just putting you in a box like some of these other people do.
Well, here's an example. I'm thinking of my remodel again. When I do something, when I name and call something, and I'm like, I got to fix this hole in the wall. I've got to fix this. Even after I do that, even if I know it's not finished, like it's not wallpapered, it's not done yet, I'm still decorating around it. And it still looks gorgeous because I know the root isn't taken care of yet, but I'm still rearranging the furniture. I'm still putting blankets out. I'm still putting the decorations out. And that is so similar to the weight loss. When we get that reward on the scale, we're still doing that. We haven't gotten that root out yet, and we have to dig deeper, but it's okay to sit there and enjoy for a minute until next weekend to when I can do this, or when it comes in from Amazon and I can do this. We're still decorating. Yeah. We're still making it look nice, Yeah.
And I think that's where the pointing out and calling it. Yeah. That root is still there. Yep. It's not going away because it's probably going to come back, but it's always going to be there. But because you've identified this and you've acknowledged that is a problem that needs to be addressed when the time comes, that is going to get done. It's going to be a part of your brand new renovation. Like then you will feel even more at peace once that divot is gone. Once you have done those final touches. But it is ultimately, saying it out loud, acknowledging the problem, And that's what we do. We help our clients acknowledge their problems. And if they're not ready to address it just yet, I'll bring it up again. I'm like, hey, remember this? Remember this one that you mentioned, like that was a problem for you? Do you think it's time that we address that yet? And if they're not ready, then okay. But sometimes when they keep pushing it off, that is where our coaching comes in, saying, hey, from my perspective, I think it's time to address this root. I think it's time to actually not be comfortable anymore and dig in that dirt and get it out.
Yep. So true.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can't lose weight without all of these steps. It's just a mask if you do.
Yeah.
And so I encourage every single one of our listeners to go grab the book and then call us and say, hey, coach, this was a big one for me. I know I can't do it alone, but I acknowledge and I understand this is where my problem is. And that's when your healing begins. That's when, and even if you're on a GLP-1, you can do the same thing. If you're on a GLP-1, we highlight these things that you're not actually healing because you're medicated. And when you live it with us, that's when you heal for life. If you don't choose to do this, the minute you stop taking that shot, you're gaining 30 pounds back right away because you're not doing that hard work and you're not sanding those floors and you're not, stopping your social media scroll. You're not doing the things that is your kryptonite, your Achilles heel. And when you don't deal with it and you don't go through the hurt and the hard work and the sanding and all of that thing, you're going to gain it right back. And that's our passion as coaches now, because we're on the other side of this. We know what happens when you stop. We know what happens. And that's what we want to prevent.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good. That's just great.
Yeah. We're here every Tuesday morning. And we're not the popular ones on social media because we deal with the hard stuff. A lot of the influencers out there are just masking it all and saying, all you have to do is cut calories. No. All you have to do is deal with the hard stuff. And that's not the fun stuff. And that's why our clients are successful. Even the ones who have struggled for 2 years with us still hit these aha moments of, oh my gosh, I've lowered my A1C. Oh my gosh, I have, changed the inside. Now it's time to work on the outside.
Yeah. Wow.
Awesome. Good session. Next week, I will take you on another tour when my stuff comes in. I'm getting one of those burlap rugs today. What do you call those things? It's a rug. It's going to go in my foyer. I'm getting that today. And then I'm going to put some things under my pictures. I'll give you another tour next week.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yep.
And I'm not selling my house. I'm not selling it. We have good bones here.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to spruce it up a little bit.
Right. So true. All right.
Any questions, please message us. kmhealthcoaching.org is where you find us. If you want to do the bloody work, if you want to do the successful work, that's when you bring us in. We have openings. Our 3-month program is our signature program. If we can get you through 3 months, we get you through some of the major sanding and the major stuff that you have to do. And you'll be set for life. So give us a schedule. We have free health assessments because we don't want you in the wrong program. kmhealthcoaching.org is where you find us. Go find Darcy, go find myself, get on our calendar and start your hard work. It's hard work.
It is.
But it's the most successful work that we've ever seen in our lives. So yeah, I'm going to click out the out video instead of the in video. And we're going to say gently goodbye to these folks and we'll see them next Tuesday.
Yes. Tell Remy, good job.
Good job, Remy. He's sound asleep. He listened. I threatened it. I threatened him with his life. I said, if you are quiet during this session, I will put Paw Patrol on for you. And you will love your life after this session. And if you see him.
He's out.
He is sound asleep. He listened.
Aw, sweet boy.
All right, guys. We love you. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.